Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? heart. Right here on the Oldies Station on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We are answering your questions. And you've got to know what you've got to know, because I got to know what I got to know, because you know what you know, because you know down deep inside of you. Did you know that? Did you know that you know down deep inside of you all the answers? That there is a voice, a guidance, a compass that is directing you every step of the way? That there's always a force of energy trying to get us to do the right thing. But we get it in our heads. We've got to make this choice because that's what everyone thinks we should do. But what if your inner being, your inner knowing is telling you differently? Do you go against the grain? Have you ever put yourself in that situation where you're like, snap, I could have done it differently. I had a feeling, but I didn't listen to my feeling. And then you end up in a complicated situation. Maybe a disagreement with someone. Maybe you took the wrong job. Maybe you're in the wrong relationship. Whatever it is, there's always something that we can choose inside of ourselves that is going to be the better path. But as humans, we tend to get a little distracted. All right, who am I kidding? We get very distracted. We get very distracted with all the connections that are out there, technologically speaking. People, there's so many distractions, there's so much that we spend time with that we don't spend enough time with ourselves. Some of us don't even know how to spend time with ourselves. Now 2020 did give us a little bit of a taste of spending time with ourselves. And I know some of you like the break of being snug as a bug in a rug in your home and not having to commute to work there for a few weeks and just kind of laying low. Others of you were like going stir crazy. You didn't like being stuck and having to be with your own company, not being distracted by going out and connecting with other people and just feeling that sense of you don't have any flexibility. Well, the universe is always flexible and the universe will always bend for us. But there's a certain level of guidance that comes inside that gives us the ability to know the right thing to do. It's that voice inside of you that gives you this calm, gentle feeling that says, go ahead, you'll be okay. Have you ever taken a leap of faith? And maybe not everyone in your circle was in support of it. And so you said, I'm going to do it anyhow. And as you're getting ready to do it, you get this kind of warm, fuzzy sense of, I'll be all right. And then have you ever been in that place where you had a feeling not to do it and you made that leap, and going into it, you said to yourself, I've got a bad feeling. I had one of those feelings. And maybe I didn't really have a choice in the story, but it's a big part of the story as to how I got here and why I know what I know, and I know how to listen to what goes on inside of my inner being. When I was in New York, I was doing my job. I was associated with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I was a senior sales director. I had a lot of great, cool things going on. And my father had put together an opportunity for himself in New Jersey, and it was this beautiful arrangement of a 15-year lease of the ability to run the banquet halls and the golf courses of 2 different courses that were located in Parsippany, New Jersey. So he takes this opportunity and he starts building it up, and it had suffered a fire, and so he rebuilt it and was working with the town and the mayor, and there was quite a lot going on. And there I was with my lipsticks and my blush and teaching people how to sell Mary Kay Cosmetics and helping them impart wisdom to others through looking good and feeling good from the outside in. Interestingly enough, now I help people look and feel good from the inside out, but that's another story for another time, right? We all know where I ended up. But as I was in that energy of, this is what I'm doing, I remember he came to me and he said, listen, I really appreciate it since you have flexibility and you work from home and you can go anywhere. You can build a whole new group of people in New Jersey. Would you move to New Jersey? And there was a part of me that's like, I don't want to do that. But I don't know if you've ever been approached by a Greek man, but they could be very strong and persuasive. And my father was, a quiet person, but when he spoke, you needed to listen. And so he's like, come on, you'll do me a favor, yeah? Come on, I need you to go. I'm like, go? Where am I going? Go? Where am I going? He said, don't worry about it. I'll help you. You get yourself settled over there. We just move you. Move me? I just have this townhouse here that I just built, and it was everything I wanted. Since I was Mary Kay, I had pink floors. I was excited. You want me to leave my pink floors and go to New Jersey? Oh, come on, just go. So, come on, just go. I went. And in this journey of packing, and I had to move my piano, and it was just a lot, right? Like anyone who's ever moved, it's a lot to do. And I just had this nagging feeling. And I got everything packed up, and we relocate to New Jersey. And the lovely friend of mine, who she was working for me, Mary Ann, she was helping me with my Mary Kay business. She and her family helped us move. I remember it was a cold winter day, February 3rd. I'll never forget it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't get a good feeling about this. But we got everything together. We moved. And I remember when Mary Ann and her family left, that sinking feeling like, uh-oh, something bad is about to go down, just came over me. Now, this is before I met my teacher. This is before I knew I had a journey in a spiritual way. And this is why I'm talking about this today, because each one of you has an inner knowing. And I was doing things that were expected of me. I was doing things that, weren't doing anything to really hurt me, or so I believed. And I was doing things out of respect for my family, respect for a family business. And, that was my dad asking me. So would you say no to your dad? Probably not. So I did it from all the right places, but I just had this gnawing feeling. And in this gnawing feeling, there was this slow uneasiness. And so when Mary Ann and her family left that day, it was later in the evening, because it was quite the production getting everything in. And I just remember I closed the door and I kind of did one of these things where you lean against the wall and you just kind of slide down the wall. You're just so tired. And I just felt so sad. I felt like my whole life had ended right then and there. It was a really weird feeling. I don't know if you've ever made a choice like that. Sometimes we make well-meaning choices. And of course, there was no evidence of that. I woke up the next morning and, I'm figuring out how to hang the drapes and how I want things to look. So it was fun. It was nice. The business was taking off. My husband at the time was the chef, or one of the chefs there, so he had this opportunity. My father had brought him on board. Everything was looking good. Dun, dun, dun. Not so good. So as the year progressed, and now we're into March, April, May, we're doing banquets and weddings, and everything's great. We're on the map, as they say. I just keep getting this gnawing feeling. I remember one day I said to my dad, I didn't really want to come here. And he's like, what you talking about? Then you shouldn't have come. Well, have you ever tried to say no to a Greek man? So I came. But I said that to him because it was really bothering me, this battle I was having inside of me. And we've all had that battle. That conversation, I shouldn't. I went against what I thought, but I did the right thing. But did I do the right thing for me? Oh, it's so annoying to have that go on inside of you. And so lo and behold, we fast forward and we go to September, and I'm getting this feeling something really bad is about to happen. I can't put my finger on it. Remember, I'm not psychic. Well, at least I wasn't, so I thought. And I just had this feeling. And lo and behold, my father hit his leg, and it was just a little bump, but all of a sudden the leg blew up. And they were like, oh, he needs to go to the hospital. And at this time, I'm already pregnant with my son, and my father's going off to the hospital, so I didn't really know too many of the details. Matter of fact, they told me like a day or two after they had taken him because they didn't want me to worry. So if you have one of those families, it's lots of fun when they don't want to tell you what's going on. And he hit his leg, it swelled up. So I'm thinking everything's going to be okay. And then I get the word back that he has leukemia. So then you're thinking, all right, this is something people can deal with. We can overcome this. You give yourself this pep talk. It didn't play out that way. He went in at the very end of October, coming into November, and by November 21st of that same year I moved, that I had a really bad feeling about everything that was going to happen without knowing what was going to happen, he passed. And that just sent everything into a tailspin, right? You all have that feeling. And I don't know if you've ever been sent into a tailspin, but it's not a pretty picture. And sometimes in life we have to go through those challenges. We need to really step into who we are. We have to be faced with grief, right? We will lose our parents, our family members. They one day aren't going to be here. One day we're not going to be here. So there's so many moving pieces in this world. And so now I had kind of left the roots of my business. I'm here. I was helping my dad in his business, but of course now we're not going to keep the business. So that turns into a whole production. And so everything gets turned upside down. And as I'm going through all these changes, it was during those changes that I'm feeling lost and uncertain and didn't know where to go and how to handle what was coming, that I started to, investigate the town around me, right? And I investigated Parsippany, New Jersey, and I got to know some people there. And then I went to a computer store and I got to know some people there. And they're like, wow, we'd really like if you could help us set up our training department. And it was there in that computer store that I actually met my spiritual teacher. So when I look at all the choices that I made that I didn't feel good about, but it was as if something was pushing me, more than just, okay, don't disappoint your family, don't disappoint your father, do the right thing, be the family person. I was being pushed. I was being pushed, but yet I was pulling back. That's resistance. Sometimes when the universe is trying to get us where we need to go, there's resistance. And yes, I was right. Something horrible was about to happen. And life as I knew it was about to change, more than just making a move. Because we've all made a move and said, oh, shoot, I don't really like this town. Let me get myself out of here in the next year or two. We've all done things like that. But there were some things that were just so final in the experience that there was no coming back from them, right? I was in a little spot in New Jersey that I didn't really know anybody. And, my mom's selling the business, so that's being taken care of. And so now, where's my husband going to work? So then he ends up working for the people who are there, who bought the business. But it's not the arrangement we had. It's not what we had planned. I had walked away and sold my townhouse that I had pretty much just built. And here I am in New Jersey with basically not anything that I really want to be doing. No roots, nothing. There was that empty feeling. But had I not been there, had I not adventured through different parts of the town and wandered in the computer store and struck up a conversation, one thing sales will teach you is how to talk to just about anybody. Even if you're a little shy, you can still talk to people. I would never have been given that opportunity to be there so that I could meet my teacher. And that opened up a whole nother path for me, an understanding of a world that I didn't know. An understanding that my father, even though he had passed, really wasn't far from me. He was literally, 2-3 feet away in the ethers. I just didn't know how to make the connection. But my spiritual teacher did. And that no matter what life sends your way, you can pray and you can shift the energy around you. And of course, all of that brought this cascade of other problems and other things that happened. I mean, it was one of those life choices that sent you spiraling down. But there are simple choices in your life that you make that you resist because you're afraid. And it's not because you have a bad feeling, it's just you're afraid of change. When that soft voice comes upon you and says, you can do it, go ahead, overcome the obstacles, be strong, have the faith, you have to listen. You have to be open to the changes that are there for you. And you have to trust. You have to trust that if you get that weird feeling, that you need to listen to it. And if there's something in your power to change an outcome, then the universe is going to reveal it to you and you will change an outcome. It's as simple as, I don't think I'll take the highway today. And then you find out that there was this backed up accident, and who knows, you could have been in that accident, but you didn't take the highway because you just had a feeling you weren't going to go that way today. We have to listen. The universe is always sending out a signal that is picked up internally by all of us. Kind of like all these frequencies that are going on with all the phones, right? There's so many frequencies going out. You have frequency. You have power. You have the ability to tune in and tap in and to trust. Just like when I had another major choice to make, and I've noticed every time I make a big move from one state to another, it never plays out well. So I don't know if I'm ever leaving Florida now, but when I moved from New Jersey to Florida, then I moved and everything came crashing down again. So note to self, careful when I move, right? But it was another reset. It was a force that pushed me to come to Florida, and it was a choice of mine. I said, I have nothing here in New Jersey. I want to go to Florida. And everyone, all my friends are looking at me like I'm completely lost my mind. And they're like, but what do you have in Florida? I said, nothing. Palm trees, sunshine, pools and beaches. And I can work from home because at that point I had already graduated into a corporate job. So I had a new path in my career. I was doing well. Why not? And so I had this one moment that I thought, maybe I won't go. It was right when I was getting ready to make all the final arrangements for the move. And then I second-guessed myself for a minute. And then someone came to me and said, well, what have you got to lose? You said you were going. You might as well do what you said. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll go. And I made the move. And everything seemed fine. And then a series of changes happened. But everything again was to reset me and put me in the place that I would be still long enough, not distracted by everything out there in the outside world. I would be still long enough to come to a inner knowing, an inner peace, an inner wisdom that says you need to do something greater and bigger than just working your job. There's something more for you in your path, in your soul contract. You need to do something different. You need to take all your little ideas and dreams and put them all together, but do it in a very unique way. Never in a million years would I think I'd end up doing this, helping people this way. So what are you resisting inside of you? Where is there a nudge from the universe, from the inner compass inside of you that's connected to all the frequencies of an entire system that governs all the planets and all the stars? You're connected to all of that. What are you resisting? And then what are you doing against what you know you should be doing? Are you still in a relationship that's not working for you? Are you still at a job that's not working for you? Are you doing things because everyone else expects you to? Where are you not listening to yourself? Because where you're not listening to yourself, you most likely are missing the messages from God. Now, I'm not going to say that I missed a message from God by making the move from New York to New Jersey to meet something that my family wanted me to do, right? Because I really wasn't losing anything that I knew of in that transition. It was just getting there knowing that something weird was going to happen was just a very unsettling feeling. But there was nothing I could do that would change it. There was nothing I could do that would change an outcome that was out of my control. It was just my spidey senses saying, all right, now that you're here, we got to break it to you. It's not going to be easy. So wake up, little girl. You've got a lot to handle. And now you're going to really see who you are. And then you're going to be offered opportunities and new ways of thinking and being. That's what my spiritual teacher gave me, a whole new way to look at life, to look at spirituality, to see the religion I was in and see it for the teachings, but to know that there was a spiritual essence in every religion and that I could have a deeper understanding of all of that. And that everything and everyone is energy. And each one of you has that energy inside to really make a choice that benefits you. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're welcoming your phone calls right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. And we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work anymore.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. 562-0956 or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. Yes, indeed, the world, it's changing, and we can see it, we can feel it, we just know it. There's something inside that says, yes, everything's a little different. But we've got to keep persevering and moving forward and trusting that the universe has our back, that our guides and our angels are with us, and that we are never alone. Speaking of angels, drum roll please, we have a very special event class for Archangel Michael. We're going to be doing a ceremony. We're going to have a protection. We're going to be talking about the power of Archangel Michael and how to build a relationship with Archangel Michael. It is Tuesday, October 1st, 2024, live at the Expedito Center and live online. You can go to and there you'll have all the information to register. This is one of those events that you don't want to miss. You can go to sarahspiritual.com and learn to build a connection with Archangel Michael and use the energy to keep yourself and your family protected. It is a time of great trials and tribulations upon the planet, and we want to know how to build a relationship with the angels, particularly Archangel Michael. And we have Calvin Cates coming, and when I take a look and I say, wow, where is Calvin? He's coming back the first weekend in October, and I love the fact that he's got the crystal healing bed. He's going to be with us on Friday, the 4th of October, and Saturday, the 5th. So October 4th and 5th, Calvin Cates will be offering crystal healing bed services. This channels the energy from Dom Ignacio, the beautiful energy from Brazil, gets channeled through these crystals, and it truly makes a difference in the healing of your body. So we'd love to have you there. It helps you with your emotions. It helps you open up your chakras. So visit sarahspiritual.com to learn about the Archangel Michael class, and you can go to expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com to learn more about Calvin Cates, and or call the center and book your session with Calvin for Friday, October 4th, and Saturday, October 5th. We've got so much more coming up in the month of October, so I want you to just really fasten your seatbelts and get ready, because I've been busy really working with a lot of people to deliver some really powerful classes and some really powerful connections. Matter of fact, my friend Kelly Kucha is going to be with me next Wednesday, and she and I are going to be talking about why you have trouble healing and letting go of the past, and why you can't let go of old energies and move forward in your life with your goals. And maybe there's a diet plan you can't seem to stick to. Maybe there's a workout session you're not being able to stay disciplined with. Maybe you are just carrying a lot of old energy that doesn't let you release the chains of the past. She and I are going to be talking about that next Wednesday night, so be sure to tune in. And if you're not registered for sarahspiritual.com's newsletter, this is the perfect time to do it, and follow us, Sarah Spiritual, on Facebook and Sarah Spiritual on YouTube. There you'll always be in the know. We're going to go to the phone lines, and I've got to talk to someone in Louisiana. I've got Brooke on the line. Brooke, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you. And so, Brooke, how's the weather by you?
The weather's pretty good.
All right. So you're not really feeling any of the effects of the hurricane?
Well, it never really made it to where I was, but it made it down further than where I was. So we're good over here.
All right. Good. Good. Well, we're glad that everything's good there, and we know a lot of people are getting ready, hunkering down in the west coast of Florida and heading into the panhandle for the hurricane. So we definitely send them our thoughts and our prayers. So, my darling Brooke, what is your question, your burning question for us tonight?
Okay, well, things are going a little bit better than expected. And as well. So everything is going very well. I'm just wondering, how much longer do I have to wait for more change to come when it comes to relationship, when it comes to money situation? Because although good is starting to come my way, I just feel like I am stuck in the same rut, and I
Yeah.
want to get out of that rut.
And that's understandable. And, a lot of people do suffer from feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, not feeling as if they have all the support that they need, not enough flow of abundance, and of course, that emptiness of not having a relationship, not having that connection with someone that you can call your own, someone that you can say you can count on. And given where you are, Brooke, in the journey of your life, this year is your year of your love year. I really feel that once your birthday comes, it's really an energy of love, and you're emitting the power from your heart. Your heart center is very strong at this time, and we're going to be asking you to let go of past hurts and making sure you're working on your healing so that as you ask the universe to bring you a partner, as you move forward in life, you can attract a better partner than perhaps some of the people that we've crossed paths with in the past, right? So I say this to you. I know you feel stuck, and it's not time for everything to get in order. I want you to be in gratitude for the things that have begun to recalibrate. I know that there's a part of you waiting for the other shoe to drop, like something's going to happen to set me back, because that's been a pattern. That would be one of the patterns that we're going to be talking about next week. Why are we not, moving forward? Why are we holding on to old stuff? What's stopping us from moving forward? This is a big conversation, right? So being in the energy of the moment of now, that everything is all right, and if everything's okay at this moment and you are in alignment with improvement, then focus on the improvements you have rather than what has not happened yet. Because when we focus on the absence of something, we then find ourselves creating more of that wobble. And that wobble creates a downfall and pushes us further away from where we ultimately are meant to be, from the divine. So to answer your question, love is coming, and I do feel that there'll be an up-leveling financially. I'm feeling like there's a side hustle, a side job, or something that's on the side that then leads to a permanent job. So I'm feeling like you could be making a change in work and career coming out of the end of the year into next year. Is that something that's in your mind, please?
Yeah, that's something, I guess you could say something that's in mind. I still am working for the same company, and I absolutely love what I do, and more is happening, and I'm really excited for what's coming next.
Right. So you'll either get a new role there, some new exciting opportunity, or you'll stay there and you'll get something else on the side to kind of balance it all out. Trust the universe has a plan for you. There is transformation. There is change. You've got the power, so now step into the passion and you'll discover your purpose, and everything else will fall into place. We want to thank you, Brooke, for your call. We know you listen to the show often, and we appreciate your participation. It means the world to me, and I know that your question, your stagnation, may feel frustrating to you, but as you seek guidance from Spirit, the answer Spirit gives you is applicable to many who are listening. So we're greatly appreciative of your call tonight. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye. 866-972-7247. I've got to go to Florida. I've got to go to Hollandale. I've got Joey on the line. Joey, how are you?
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, but I'm pushing, I think, sometimes against the flow, even though I am going with the flow. There's a lot of things changing with me. Last time I spoke to you,
Yes.
October was going to be my month of moving forward.
Yes.
And I've been hanging. I followed, and your advice was wonderful. To hang in there until October, and it's my birthday month, October 14th.
Yes.
And I feel nothing is really happening, but something is happening.
Yes.
I got a notice yesterday that I was working and being of service for the Holy Spirit without charging a bit, but I was going to get compensated. And I kept going on my faith. I keep going forward. Am I doing anything wrong?
Well, I don't think
Uh-huh.
we're doing anything wrong, but let's take a look at where we are, all right? So when we look at where you are, Joey, in the journey of this moment of now, and that transcends you into the month of October and on, when I look at where you are, I see here that, this is truly a time of just a new circle of people, a new sense of being, a new community, a new sense of tribe, so to speak. And if you're going out on a mission to help people and not really charge anything and trusting the universe is going to compensate you, then they're going to compensate you, and you have to just show up. And doing anything wrong, well, no, it's just a matter of, are you really in it, right? Are your feet firmly planted in it? Are you in the energy of conviction? I am convicted to do this. My whole energy is on fire for this, knowing that I am doing the right thing. And that no matter what comes my way, the universe will always support me, will always guide me, will always move me through any choppy waters, right? There's no need to go against the grain. There's no need to have resistance, for the path before you is open and clear. It is just the training, the conditioning of the doubt and the past experiences of struggle that keep trying to trick you, that lurk in the dark shadows, trying to confuse you and make you question, is this really the right way to handle it? And will I really be okay? And will I really be able to celebrate and enjoy the new energy that comes upon me in October, that then opens up this whole new flow for me for the next 10 or 12 months. We know that spirit doesn't necessarily adhere to time, but that there's a flow of a period of time, that this month of October, this birthday, this new year just for you, opens up. So it's all there for you. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just you allow yourself to slip into the wobble, which is called the human condition, yes?
Yes, it has made me clear out of some of the and face some of my old fears and say
Yes.
you're no longer welcome here. And at the same time, it's really trusted my faith to say, well, if Jesus Christ went through his bad moments, why don't I need to? Until I really feel I'm going into a good direction and something that's going to be more abundant. It's just like
Yes.
hang in there. This month is going to be opening up.
I'm going to share something with you and
That's what
everyone listening, because you are exactly right. And one of the things that was spoken to us in a channeling with the Ascended Masters that came through at the center, in one of the channelings that was delivered through my friend Cheryl Glover, is Jesus said, I walk the path of trials and tribulations, and I was faced with betrayal and ridicule and the ultimate ending of my life based on people who did not support, did not believe, but I believed, and I was in alignment with my purpose, I was in alignment with destiny, and I was following the direction of my Holy Father. And so Jesus continued to say that in this energy of his life, he realized that all these trials and tribulations that he had gone through were to pave the way for us humans so that we would not go through the same degree of hurt and humiliation and betrayal and trials and tribulations and suffering as he did. And he said in this channeling that if anyone is in a place that they feel that they can bear it not any longer, that they are to ask for them to be relieved of some of the karmic entanglement that has created the suffering, the tribulations, the trials, the ridicule, the betrayal, whatever the story is that they're in, to simply ask to be relieved, and they will lighten the load. So I believe that if at times we feel overwhelmed, that Jesus will come in and assist us. And so you can handle it, Joey. You know that you have the stamina, the ability to do. Just move forward with ease and grace, knowing that you are in good company.
Okay. I just want to know that I'm going to make the money to be able to cover everything. That's the only problem that I worry about, because we live in a financial world.
We do, but we don't. Please hear me. We think we need what we need to sustain ourselves, and of course the physical world has its expectations. Landlords want rent. We understand all that. But when we worry about the finances, right, and we know that the universe always has our back, then we will trust that in the last minute, in the last hour, somebody will hand us something. Something will change. If you're doing things by more of a donation type experience, right, or just doing things out of the goodness of your heart, then someone of the goodness of their heart is going to turn around and bless you. And as you bless others, let them bless you. And just move forward. Yes, you will get there. Yes, you will be able to make ends meet. You're kind of part cat. You've got 9+ lives, right? So you've navigated this before. And so you're going to navigate this again. And never again worry about how will I pay the bills? How will I? Because when you are in service, everything you need will always be provided. And each human being on this earth has the power to be of service in different ways, because everyone has a talent. So everyone has a way to be of service and know that the universe is going to help them. And I know that sounds kind of woo-woo for some people listening there, but it is really important that we come to understand, and I know you understand, but not all of our listeners understand, that when we surrender to a force greater than us, and as long as we show up and do our part, something will always work out for us. And even if something seems like it's crumbling and it seems out of our control, much like my story I told in the monologue, if that were to happen and things come down, somehow you will rise up and God will put you in a place you never ever imagined. So just trust. But to answer your question, yes. And after your birthday, things start a hopping and a popping. So you're going to be really moving forward with a lot of ease and grace, stability, and financial freedom.
And every time I hear you say that, you kind of like confirm what I see. And that's why I'm always grateful to you. And for those that don't believe, just find a way on how to play the game of life. And the end, it's just all energy. And the way every time I just need the confirmation from you, Sarah, because I knew that I had a recording from you that you said that by birthday everything would be better. But whenever I connect with you, it's like a holy union. When two or more gather in God's name, amen. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yes, and it opens up the energy for us.
This is my destiny. It's my destiny. I can't help it.
All right, Joey, thank you so much for listening to the show, your participation in Facebook. We greatly appreciate it. And God bless you and keep us posted. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
866-972-7247. You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. You can hear us on 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9, 103.1 HD3. And let's not forget our friends in Miami on WSFS. So you're listening to the Oldie Station, and we are really glad to be a part of this experience with all of you. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and we are opening up more lines to welcome your calls. And we're going to go to Sandy. Sandy is in Boca. Sandy, how are you tonight?
I'm okay. This energy is very strange. It's up and down before the calm of the storm. It seems that way.
The energy has been very crazy on the planet. The energy on the planet has been very dense, heavy, foggy. I have so many people having difficulties in communication, relationships. It's just been a hot mess, Sandy, but we're going to all navigate it.
Okay, I feel that's good and stuff like that. So it's just, I'm okay, but it's just people around me, as far as that goes. There's, it's either they're one direction or the other direction, as far as they're either hot or they're either cold, basically.
Yes. And so it's an opportunity for you to just learn to keep your center, stay grounded, and not allow others to disrupt your flow.
Okay, I've been working on that. That's great advice. Thank you.
So what is your burning question for us? This year is meant to bring you great expansion, a transformation, expression of self, creative exporting of your truth, being creatively connected with all that is and all that is divine. So what is the question?
So my question this evening is, my partner, he has been having some issues health-wise, but we can't nail it down. I mean, I've made appointments for different things, and it's just, his boss had just had an issue yesterday to where he had gone to the hospital and the boss has to get a triple bypass on Friday, because he had a feel of something on his chest. And, and unfortunately with my partner, the heart's been maybe a possibility, but I'm not sure. And he goes up and down, with the heat, with maybe not drinking a lot, like the heat stroke element. I don't know, different things. I don't know what's going on. So
all right. So what is
if
his
you can
birthday?
help me in that area.
Yeah, I need his birthday, please. What is his birthday?
It's going to be 10/23/70.
And was he complaining about some type of indigestion as well?
Yes, for a long time.
Yeah. I feel a lot of pressure in the upper abdomen, and I feel pressure in his chest, but I don't know that it is necessarily having to do with the same thing his boss had. Like, I don't see anything I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose, but when Spirit shows me, I feel like it's almost as if his heart isn't the rhythm. There's something off in the rhythm. There's something like I just feel like all of a sudden he can't catch his breath for a moment, and then he's fine.
Right.
Oxygen levels dropping, right? But I'm not a doctor. But I can show you what I see by telling you this. I see that when he is in a particular level, like maybe his pressure has dropped or shot up, that it's as if he can't quite think clearly for a minute. He kind of loses his bearings for a second. Not noticeable enough that everyone else is noticing, but he just knows feels weird. He feels as if he's not even in his own body there for a minute, and then it like kind of comes back. So I would look at the heart, but I would also look at the upper digestive tract, something kind of having to do with the esophagus, having to do with the upper digestive tract, the heart area, from the throat to the heart area and the right below the heart, right in between they're showing me right in between the rib cage. It's almost as if maybe there's some type of hiatal hernia going on, something that's kind of creating this push and this pressure. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just sharing with you what they're giving me.
You're so on point, because it's kind of, you're so on point. It's not even funny, because that's my next step to the GI.
Okay. So let's take a look at that, because we know if the stomach's off, it can mimic a lot of things in the chest. It can cause us to feel uncomfortable. It can also, if our stomach's off, it can create some brain fog, can make us feel woozy, not right. So he does need to check that area, and then we will take it from there. But I will tell you this.
So much. I do appreciate you.
Thank you. I do see that, as the story goes, when I look at his energy and I look at where he is, this is like kind of a wake-up call for him to not create so much havoc for himself, not push himself to the level with which he is pushing himself, for him to step in the direction of finding a better balance this year. For his birthday is about finding his order, his balance. It's about expressing his emotions and not pushing things down and letting them build up. So there's a lot of lessons to be gleaned from this experience. So it's for him to trust that everything's going to work out, but he needs to do something, and some of it has to do with changing his lifestyle, grounding, and finding his time to be still.
Okay.
All right, Sandy. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate your calling. Bye for now.
Thank you. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we're answering your questions all across the nation. And we're tapping in and tuning in to your inner knowing. What do you know like you know with inside of yourself? What is the inner message leading you to want to do? And where are you creating resistance? Where are we not going with the flow? We've got to figure that out. And as we continue tonight on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, we're going to see where you may not be listening to your inner compass. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
Every soul has its journey. And tonight, we're seeing what your journey is and tuning in and tapping into your inner knowing, your inner compass, and really seeing what we need to listen to inside. So we're going to go to the phone lines, and we've been talking to Cheryl the past couple of weeks, and Let's see what's going on with Cheryl. Cheryl in Deerfield. Cheryl, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I think I'm doing a little bit better than I was last week.
Well, that's good.
Yes, and it's good to hear your voice. Thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome. So what is the question, how can we assist
you?
The
question is, yes, I hope that you can. I've been diligently trying to find employment, and I thought I found something, and they didn't accept me for whatever reason. They didn't give a reason, but I'm fighting for my life here, trying to find something, and I keep turning up. You know, it's a big waiting period, of course. It's a big waiting period, but I'm trying hard, and I'm really starting to get discouraged and nervous. And my question is, do you see me finding something soon?
I do see you finding something. And, you know, I know the definition of soon might seem, as they say, not soon enough for you, but there is something coming for you. So it's for you to just trust that the universe is going to have your back, everything's going to be all right, and that something is going to come. And I feel like it's something, I know you were looking into something that was far away. You were going to do some travel nursing, Is that correct? Well, you know, we were trying to say to you that wasn't a good fit for you anyhow. So I think the universe took that off your plate because even though you felt desperate, were your words last week, to create a new job, a new opportunity, it's not the right fit. It wouldn't benefit you to be away from your family. It wouldn't benefit you to be in this energy of separation, right? It just wouldn't benefit you.
Right. Or maybe just that location wasn't the right fit, like you said. Maybe something better will come.
Exactly. I don't live in the land of maybe. I know that the universe will never disappoint us, will always show up, will always assist us on the journey. And it's a way for each one of us to learn to trust, right? And so knowing that, you have to just keep putting out your resumes, keep reaching out, talk to other hospitals, other facilities, other places that have the type of work that you do, and find the good fit for yourself. You have to let go of the past and everything that made you feel as if, you know, I could have done better, I shouldn't have done this. Well, we're done beating ourselves up. We can't go backwards. We can only move forward. So that's what we're going to do.
Well, I've been putting so much energy into a lot of these travel contracts because they pay well, and
yes,
and you know, it's a change, but it's something that I was willing to make that change and to do some traveling and catch up because I'm drowning.
You can also put in some things locally too and see what comes up, right? Because we need something now. And even if you put in the travel something comes up now locally.
Well, I've done that too. I've been at job fairs. I've gone for interviews. I'm applying to everything that I see and getting out there, and nothing is sticking. It's just almost like there's a block, and I'm so consumed with just, you know, looking and trying, and I'm so disappointed, and I'm really, that's the word that I'm using, is I'm desperate because I have a family to provide for, and I can't do that, and they don't understand. I mean, they understand, but their points are, well, if you didn't do what you did, you wouldn't be where you are right now. So keep trying.
Yes, but we can't keep, you know, as they say, crying over spilt milk, right? What's done is done.
I agree.
You know, you didn't do what you did out of malice. You did it as a mistake. It was a poor lapse in judgment, not knowing all the story behind the scenes. But from what I hear from Spirit, so it's the perfect time for you to just step back, perfect time, and ask God to put you where God wants you to be, right? Because the energy of forgiveness comes from the divine. Humans are we're a little slow on the uptake, but the divine will always forgive us. The divine will always move us forward.
Well, if my health doesn't get destroyed before then, I don't feel healthy. I feel hollow inside.
Yes, but do you hear your words? You feel hollow
Yes.
because you feel worried, right? And so that worry is going to erode the inner part of you, and in your words, you're actually going to create that.
Does spirit see me moving into a location or a specific role?
Well, not knowing the exact title of the role that you were in, I do feel that there's a role that's different than what you were doing, and something that is maybe it might feel like a step back, or a step you know, back into. If I look at where you were when you've about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you may be doing work similar to that, which I know you weren't too keen on, but you know, something along those lines.
That's what I suspected.
Okay. But you can do anything.
Okay, Sarah.
You can do anything, and you want to trust that everything's going to work out for you.
I know I just need some direction. I just feel like I'm grabbing at anything at all.
Yeah. I feel that you're grabbing at anything because you're just so upset with yourself, and we have to stop being so upset with ourselves.
No.
Okay?
Yes.
So I want you to trust that, all right?
Okay.
All right. Keep us posted. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. 866-972-7247. We want to check our friends on Facebook. I know there was some conversation going on there on the Facebook page, and we're going to open up some lines at 866-972-7247. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere because we'd love to talk to you, but we're also going to open up lines, so if you haven't picked up the phone yet and you want to be involved in this conversation, then this is the perfect conversation to be having with us at Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. So let's kind of go to our Facebook page. Let's take a look and see what's going on there. And do we have a question that we can put up on the board for me? That would be great here. So we've got Tia Scott, and for some reason I feel like we're not disconnected from Cheryl, so can we make sure that that line gets disconnected? Thank you, Cheryl. Let's. I hear you in the background. I'm like, I think I still have Cheryl. So Cheryl, hang up the phone, please. And we'll disconnect Cheryl on our end as well. And we're going to go to YouTube. We have Tia Scott. Tia Scott says, good evening. Going to court on October 15th to try to get a temporary custody of my godson. Will that be awarded? That's a great question for us, Tia Scott. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. Bear with me as I look at this energy. I wish I knew the birthday of your godson, but that would give me a clearer picture as to what your godson's journey is. But when I look at the energy here, I've got this balancing connection here, and I feel like the judge is going to issue a temporary custody. I don't feel like your godson is having all the support from the initial parental energy here, and I feel as if there's quite the story going on behind the scenes. So go in and make your plea. I do feel that something is going to work out for the best and highest good for your godson. We're going to take another question from our friends on YouTube and on Facebook and see what else we've got going on here. And I'm looking at our Facebook feed as well. We've got Penny, and Penny is renting a room right now. And she says, I was going to do this and everything fell apart and with reconnecting with a friend. So is it the right thing to do? I get the sense that Penny is asking. And so, Penny, is renting the room the right thing to do? Well, I do feel that it's possible to do that. I just don't know that the old friend is quite the right person to do that. But is renting your room the right thing to do? It will help you. So I would ask you to use some caution in making a selection as to who we want to have in our house, in our home. But yes, renting your room would be a good thing to do. I feel like it's going to help you financially, and that's going to be really important for you. I want to go to, I've got a comment from Melanie, and she has a question here on Facebook. So I want to go to Melanie Long. And Melanie Long, as I look at this story here, she's like, she's here in her new home, and any next steps for me? Well, the first thing I see here for you, Melanie, is that it's really important for you to focus on creating this vibrational pattern of tranquility, a sanctuary in your new home, and getting things in the order that will allow you to grow and move your spiritual connection forward. Because you, Melanie Long, have a very specific spiritual journey that is meant to happen for you. And you are meant to make a difference in other people's lives. And as you do that, it is important for you to get everything in order so you are at peace and you are in a perfect sanctuary so nothing can come against you once you get yourself started. So take your time. I feel like it's going to take about 3 months, and those 3 months are going to help you move yourself forward. So I'm going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to take some more questions on Facebook, and we're going to open up the phone lines at 866-972-7247. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955, Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we're back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And we'd love to hear from you on Facebook and on YouTube. And on October 1st, we have our Archangel Michael class and our protection ceremony. So you want to visit sarahspiritual.com. There you're going to find all the information on our Archangel Michael class. We're also having Calvin Cates coming in on October 4th and 5th. And October 4th and 5th, we will have the crystal healing bed at the center. This will help align and heal your energy. And we are going to go back to the phone lines, and we are welcoming your calls. I've got to go to Kimberly, and Kimberly is in Miami. Kimberly, how are you tonight?
I'm okay. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfectly.
Okay. I spoke with you for the first time last week, and I just adore you, Sarah. Every call is just amazing.
That. Thank you. Thank you.
So I don't know where to start with this one, but I'll try to. This topic is wonderful for me because I've got a lot of things that I've wanted to do in my life, things that have been cut short due to my own a lot of health challenges that I've had over the years that basically have dealt with. Basically, the diagnosis back when I was a teenager was fibromyalgia, which was just, I'm 56, but it's a lifetime of a lot of physical pain, migraines, body pain, and a very serious sleep disorder that leaves me skipping days of sleep, like altogether, literally sleeping maybe every couple of days. And it's just gotten worse as I've gotten older. And yet, I've had all these dreams and all these things that I know that I'm good at.
Right.
And mainly, I love helping people and love helping animals. And you probably remember maybe speaking with me last week. I'm the one that had all the cats that I need to find homes for.
Yes.
But I'm just a huge animal lover and people lover.
Yes.
And long story short, and I have a bachelor's in psychology, and I studied hypnosis. And I feel, very spiritual myself, but yet it's almost like I don't know. I stop myself from moving forward, or is it the health problem stopping me? Or I just don't understand why I'm. What is it?
I hear the answers, so I'm going to begin. And I also want to tell you to be sure to tune in next week, because we're going to talk about why people don't heal. Because there's a lot that we hold on to energetically. So that's going to also shed some light as to what you're holding on to that's not allowing you to heal, right? Well, the body has the power to heal. The spirit has the power to heal. You have the power to heal. But somewhere inside of you, you don't feel like you're worthy to be this person who's going to be of service and help people. Animals are unconditional. It's a little easier, but you have a spiritual path. You are meant to help people find their way, to help them through the energy of hypnosis, to help them through the energy of connection, to guide them emotionally. You know what to say to kind of put them on their path to healing. But there's a little voice inside of you. There's a part of you inside that says, who am I? Who am I to do this with this person? Am I really worthy of this? And you may say in your mind, you can tell yourself that, but there's an aspect of self that is tied to the past that is not allowing you to be able to move forward. And so that, coupled with not feeling well and having days of sleep and then no sleep and being wired for sound 24/7, and then I understand that you're caring for people in your household, or there's someone we're responsible for. I think it was a parent or something, yes? So there's a lot going on. Your dad, yes, a parent. So I see all that, and I know that there's a lot on your plate. But I feel like if we were to go back into the energy of you and where this disconnect began, even before the disease or malaise, we would get somewhere. So I'm going to tell you this. I've got to go to the 8 o'clock hour commercial, and I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you to stay on the line, and if for some reason we lose you, because it's technology, don't give up on us. Call right back. I want to take you on a journey when we come back, so stay with us. We're going to get to some roots of this. It may seem familiar in your psychology, so you may feel like, oh, I kind of know this, but we're going to go with 12 archangels. We're diving in, honey. Stay with us. Don't go away, Kimberly. And everyone listening, stay with us. We're going to take Kimberly on a journey, so don't go anywhere. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we're going to be right back.
People have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change.
It's time for you. It's time for me to change. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. Right here in sunny South Florida, only we're not so sunny these days. We've got a little storm coming around, and to all of our friends on the West Coast, in the Panhandle, we are definitely with you. Our thoughts, our prayers, and we just ask that the storm dissipate and really end up not being too much of anything, so that everyone can just hunker down for a day or so and then have little to no issues, so that we can just all put the storm behind us. We ask the angels to surround everyone in the Panhandle. We ask that everyone remain protected. If you are being advised to leave your home, evacuate, please listen to them, do what you need to do to keep yourself safe, and don't forget to take your pets with you, because we want to make sure they're all okay as well. You know, there are a lot of things that are unexpected in our lives, and sometimes we can't prepare for everything, and they're out of our control. So we have to trust that the angels, the guides, are always with us. So I want you all to trust that, and I want you all to trust your inner compass, this voice inside of you that gives you this heads up that you're on track or you're not on track, gives you the sense of what to do next, and not to fight that push from the inner voice. I know we are at battle sometimes between our inner voice, our soul voice, and our head voice, our thoughts. They can run rampant. They can really create a lot of havoc because we tend to overthink. We really weigh ourselves down, and we have to remember that we're all here to show up and experience life and do the best we can with the life that we have, and know that we have the power to shift it, to change it, that we're conscious, energetic beings, and that each one of us is meant to be of service, even if it's just holding the door open for someone and being kind and polite along the way. It's really important for us to acknowledge that everyone has a reason for being here on this planet. And yes, we go through things in life. We go through trials. We go through tribulations. We have difficulties growing up. You know, a lot of us have some trauma that is still with us. Many of us have disease and malaise in our physical bodies, and it doesn't feel like we can enjoy life or we'll ever get our life back. But you will. There is a way, and there is a power inside of you that's stronger than any obstacle that we can face. Well, we were talking to Kimberly in Miami before we went into commercial, and I had shared with her that I'd like to kind of go on a little journey with her and explore some things. So let's get Kimberly back on the line. Kimberly, are you still with us?
I am here and so excited and so thankful for you, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And, we're really glad that you're being of service and assistance to cats and animals that need your attention. So, I know there's a lot of people like yourself that are really looking out for the animals that don't have a family, they don't have a home, that they would be on the streets not knowing, how they were going to eat and survive. And, there was someone I'm friends with on Facebook, and she takes care of the animals in the alley and different cats and things. And then there was a duck, and the duck had babies, and then somebody ran over some of the babies. It was just like, I was like, oh, good God. And it's like
Oh
these
my God.
young little animals, they have no one, right? And then here we are as humans,
Yep.
and sometimes we feel as if we have no one, right? And we always need to remember that we are beings that have the ability to shift where we are and to make a change. And some of these little animals, they're just here in unconditional love and to be of service to humanity and to be part of Mother Earth. And they don't really have as much of a say as we do. So, Kimberly, we were talking a minute ago, and we were talking about, where you are in your journey and, all the gifts and the talents you have, but, what's stopping you? Why can't we go to move forward in the direction of something that would be fruitful for you? And we were very clear to point out, and I know you're aware of this emotionally and mentally, that you have a lot on your plate. There's no getting around it. You've got a responsibility of a aging parent. You've got your own ailments that you're tending to. There's just a lot going on. So how we get from where we are to where you would like to be could be a little bit of a leap, a journey. But we also have to look at the inner being. And what I like to do is I like to go back in time with you. And we use the energy of Theo, the consortium of 12 archangels. And I'd like to go back with you in time. And I'd like to ask you this one question as we get ready to go back. Where do you feel you weren't supported? Who was the critical parent, or who didn't support you? Where did you not feel seen and heard? Where did you feel you were not enough growing up? Like, what comes to mind when I say that to you?
It's so funny because I've thought about this. I seem to have, I don't know why, a lot of anger towards my mom all the time. And I don't know. I feel like I get very easily frustrated with her, almost as if it's been a struggle to get her to listen and to pay attention. And I did go through very, very young, believe it or not, and I know you will believe it, at age 10, I began anorexia that lasted until age 12, only because I was hospitalized and I wanted to get better because I was sick of living like that with that disorder.
Okay.
But it came about with this frustration inside of me. Like I can't even, like I just wanted to find control over myself and over my life. And I wanted someone to just pay attention, but yet at the same time, I didn't want to be seen and I wanted to be left alone. It's the craziest thing because I wanted both.
Makes perfect sense. And I'm going to tell you that what we're about to do is going to be powerful, and we are going to we need to get the little girl, because your little girl is literally stuck. And as we call upon the 12 archangels, Theo, to assist us, I also want you to know that so many people are going to benefit from you being willing to go on this journey with me, because everyone's had a struggle. At one point or another, we've all had different moments where we didn't feel good enough, worthy, not seen, not heard, frustrated, angry. Many people have trauma. Everyone has some experience that we have to push through, right, at different ages, some more dramatic and horrific than others. And some people in their soul contract, this life is an easy life, and they don't have anything to say, and life just seems to come easy to them, and they don't have that because that is their soul contract for this lifetime, because in another lifetime they may have gone through all the suffering that maybe some of us are going through in this lifetime. So there's always a reason for everything. So when you were 10 years old, but I really want to back it up a little bit. I want to take you to the age of 9 going into 10. Just follow my prompting, because we're going to keep this really abridged and short for the purposes of where we are. We only have a few minutes. When you were 10, where were you living at that time?
I was living in Ohio, where I'm from, Toledo, Ohio.
All right, so I want you to see yourself standing outside where you live. Did you have an apartment, a house? Where were you living there in Toledo, Ohio?
A house.
Okay. So I want you to close your eyes, and many of you who are not driving, you can almost kind of follow along and do something for yourself, because we each have our own story, but I'm going to be focusing my energy and the angels on Kimberly. And so Kimberly, I want you to see yourself standing outside your house in Toledo, Ohio. I want you to see yourself standing there, and I want you to take a nice breath. And as we summon the angels, I want you to see yourself putting your hand on the door. I want you to see yourself opening the door to the house. I want you to see yourself closing the door to the house. And I want you to stand in the energy of that entrance and then first walking into the house. And I want you to just give me like a word or two. How does the energy feel in the house going back? Is the energy light? Is it fun? Is it loving? Is it heavy? Is it dark? What does it feel like to you?
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can actually remember. I will say this. I don't know if I remember it being a negative thing.
That's okay.
But I
So
will
just
say, and I don't know if I
Go ahead.
maybe should have said this before, but this could have something to do with everything. I don't know. But when I was 6 years old, my brother got very, very sick and lost his ability to walk. He was paralyzed at 3 years old when I was 6.
All right.
So
it doesn't. We're
but
going to
yet,
stay. We're going to stay where we are. So the house feels neutral. So then it feels neutral. Let me tell you what our mission is in the very short few minutes we have. Our mission is we are in the house. I want you to follow me, and I want you to show me where do we need to go to find your room. And I want you to see yourself heading towards your room. Tell me, are we going up any steps? Where are we going? We want to find little Kimberly. We want to talk to her. Would she be in her room? Is that where she would go?
I would say probably my room or down. It was a 2-story house, either in my room or downstairs in the family room.
All right.
If I was with my brother or anything else.
We're going to go with her to her in the evening when she would have been in her room, because we just need to guarantee that we're going to talk to her. So I don't want you to analyze this. I just want you to visualize yourself heading towards your room, and I want you to just stand at the entrance of the door of your room. And can you visualize Kimberly? Is Kimberly there when you look in the room? Can you just see her as a little one, sitting on the bed, sitting on the chair, sitting on the floor? Can you see her?
I think so, somewhat, yeah.
Okay. So I want you to visualize her as you remember yourself as little. And I want you to say this: Kimberly, can I come in? Say it out loud.
Okay. Kimberly, can I come in?
I've come to keep you safe. Go ahead.
I've come to keep you safe.
I've come to tell you I love you. Go ahead.
I've come to tell you I love you.
You're a good girl.
You're a good girl.
You're perfect just the way you are.
Oh, this is going to make me cry.
It's okay.
You're
Go
perfect
ahead.
just the way you are.
I believe in you.
Oh my gosh, I believe in you.
It's all right. Just go with me, and you're perfectly safe right now. And tell her, I'm sorry Mom is too preoccupied to give you the time that you need.
I'm sorry that Mom is too preoccupied to give you the time that you need.
Mom and Dad are doing the best they can.
Mom and Dad are doing the best they can.
They don't mean to ignore you.
They don't mean to ignore you.
I know you're crying for help.
I know you're crying for help.
And that's why I've come.
And that's why I've come.
You're such a powerful little girl.
You're such a powerful little girl.
You can do anything you set your mind to.
You can do anything you set your mind to.
I'm so sorry you're stuck here.
I'm so sorry you're stuck here.
And you feel abandoned.
And you feel abandoned.
You are worthy.
You are worthy.
You are good enough.
You are good enough.
You're smart enough.
You're smart enough.
You're healthy enough.
You're healthy enough.
I am so sorry.
I am so sorry.
I had no idea you were here.
I had no idea you were here.
But the minute I found out, I came.
The minute I found out, I came.
And I have to thank you.
And I have to thank you.
You made me the woman I am today.
You made me the woman I am today.
Because of you, I have a big heart.
Because of you, I have a big heart.
I love animals.
I love animals.
I love helping people.
I love helping people.
Your suffering has not been for nothing.
Your suffering has not been for nothing.
We're using it to make a difference.
We're using it to make a difference.
But first, we have to take care of ourselves.
First, we have to take care of ourselves.
I care and you matter.
I care and you matter.
And if you let me, I will help you feel safe, seen, and heard.
And if you let me, I will help you feel safe, seen, and heard.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
Would you like to come with me? Let's leave here now, and we can start a new life, and we can heal together.
I missed the beginning part.
Would you like to come with me
now?
Yeah, would you like to come with me now? We can heal.
Would you like to come with me now?
We can heal and be together.
And be together.
See yourself putting your hand out and taking her by the hand. Just visualize that in your mind. She can feel you. And I want you to take her to the door, lead her out of your room. If we have to go down the steps, see yourself going down the steps. And I want you to see yourself heading to the front door. There's so much more we want to tell her, but we can tell her when we get her through the door. But don't open the door yet. Just stand there. And I want you to feel her energy next to you. And I want you to look at her and say, it's okay.
It's okay.
None of this is your fault.
None of this is your fault.
You did everything you could.
You did everything you could.
You're not responsible here.
You're not responsible here.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Open the door. And I want you to see yourself taking her out the door. And as you take her out the door, I want you to slam the door shut. And I want you to see the two of you walking away, fading into the distance. And as you fade into the distance, I want you to see her merging into you and the two of you becoming one. And as you're breathing her in, feeling her come into you, I'm going to just explain really briefly what just happened. There are pieces of you, Kimberly, that are stuck in the memory of your brother not being able to walk, people having to not stop and listen to you because something else was more important. There was a cry for help that people didn't answer, and every time you got ignored, not helped, loved, seen, felt worthy, criticized, whatever you went through. And we know your parents are good people. We're not condemning them. But every time they couldn't show up for you, a piece of you just chipped away and just got stuck somewhere in the different places that you were. And so now we need to gather them up so that you can be whole. And that is going to be the key to a lot of your healing. So continue to talk to your little girl. Let her know that she's loved. Thank you for being vulnerable. And transparent and being in your authenticity. I know if you talk to little Kimberly and let her know it's okay, we don't have to be frustrated with Mom anymore. She did the best she could. I'm showing up for you, and if you let me, I'll be your mommy. And let her know that you're with her. Then I believe everything will be a bit better for you as we move forward into the future. I hope I've been of some service to you, but for this minute we do have to go.
Sarah, you're amazing. I love you. God bless you.
God
Thank
bless
you so much.
You're welcome. Keep us posted. All right. And kiss all the cats for us. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. And I've got Madeline. And Madeline is in Fort Lauderdale. Madeline, how are you today?
I'm fine, Miss Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. You feeling like a twist and turn and shifts and changes, and you don't know if you're coming or going, right? Is that how you're feeling? Feeling a little out of sorts here?
Yeah, I do.
And I do know that this year is really going to offer you, the rest of this year is going to offer you a lot of opportunities to be creative. I feel like you're ready for a change. You want to make a change. We need to kind of shift how we move forward in something having to do with work and career. Is that something that you're looking at this time?
Yes, I am. I totally am.
It is really important that you really think outside your skill set, think outside the box, really take yourself out of this routine, this, I don't know, this just drama that you feel caught in. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. What is your burning question for us, Madeline?
It really was my career, but you answered that question for me. But it's just right now, me and my partner and my son, it's like we're arguing a lot. And I don't think that we're going to make it because there's so much things are going on.
What is your partner's birthday?
11/16/83.
Well, your partner doesn't always like to hear both sides of the story. Your partner only wants to hear their side of the story, so that they can be a little shut down and a little closed off to other ideas. I will say that this year is really a time for the expansion of your partner's emotional IQ, growth in that area, and also an opportunity for your partner to advance financially. So this is something that is important for him to focus on. I will say this. I feel as if there's a lack of communication. I know you're bickering, but there's a lack of communication in transparency, and I feel like you don't know where you stand. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And at this moment in time, I will tell you this, that I know that we're thinking that we might break up, but I don't really see that happening just yet. I don't feel that that's something that is the right choice for you both at this moment. I feel as if, Madeline, you need to be a little more settled within yourself to know exactly what it is you want. If the two of you are going to stay together, we are going to have a test coming again, so I know you feel like you've been bickering, but there's a little bit more of a test coming together closer to his birthday, and then we're going to be able to see whether we're in or we're out. In the meantime, Spirit's advice to you is that you focus on what you need to do next for your career so you can be on more solid ground, because I don't feel like you're on solid ground. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I get the sense also that you're not sure if you trust him. Is that also true, honey?
Yes.
Okay. You have a compass inside. Follow your intuition. Trust your intuition. We need to have more communication in this relationship. We need to have more transparency. And we need to believe that something good is going to come out of this one way or the other. I do know that there is an opportunity to work through this. That test is going to come in the next couple of months. That's why I don't want you to jump the gun, because when you make your choice, whether you're in or you're out, I don't want you to have any regrets. The universe wants you to be solid so you can move forward with your head held high in either direction that you may pick. Focus on you, take care of you, take care of your little one, and know that the universe has your back. And sit back and watch the show. You know, they say people always tell on themselves, watch the show, and then you'll get to see the truth, and then you decide what's best for you. All right, my dear?
Oh, yes. And Miss Sarah, I just wanted to ask, you see me getting like a better job?
I do. That's why I want you to get outside of your wheelhouse here and try to think outside the box. It's time for you.
Okay.
All right, honey.
I'll do that.
Thank you so much.
So much.
You're welcome. Thank you for listening to the show, and try not to worry. Just do you, and everything will work out. All right? Bye for now.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. 866-972-7247. I just took a look at the clock. We've got to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. If you're on hold, don't go away, because we're going to be right back on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Know me, do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me?
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're going to go back on the phone lines. We've got Devon. Devon's been on hold waiting in Maine. Devon, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you. We've spoken before, yes?
Yes, a couple of times.
Yes. So, Devon, how can I assist you tonight? What is your question for us?
All right, my question is, if I'm going to be able to get my truck back up and running before the end of the year, I would love to get back on the road with my own truck. I've been facing a lot of challenges. Still don't know what's going on, but I've been taking it a day at a time.
So where you are in this journey, if I can say, is kind of putting yourself in a better rhythm here. When I go back to the year of 2021, I feel like it's been a complicated time for you over these past 3 years. It's like one step forward, 3 steps back. And so everywhere you turn, you're hitting a lot of walls. I am going to talk about the energy of other people and not everyone being, Team Devon and not always supporting you. And so I feel as if, there's been a lot of obstacles from people not doing right by you in the repairs of your truck. I feel like there's been a lot of mismanagement in that. I also feel that there's been some people who have been a little, I'll use the word envious in the energy around you. So I feel like that kind of creates even more imbalances around you. And when I look at what we're going to do moving forward, the first thing that I see is that I feel as if financially we need to come up with some money to get the truck fixed. It's just like every time we think we have money, we don't quite have enough money. Is that true?
That's perfectly true.
Okay.
That's
so
true.
I do feel, and you're working for another company as well. Is that also true? Like we're doing work for another company at this time, just not with your own truck, correct? Okay. So I want you to envision, right? Money flows to me with ease and grace. I am abundant beyond measure. I am a magnet to abundant experiences. I want you to envision yourself getting extra work, extra shifts to work, that you're able to have extra money that we can put towards your truck and have more than enough and things becoming easier. I understand that we look at the obstacles and they're real, and I am not dismissing that to you or to anyone. But what I do say to you is that our vibration creates our reality. So as we focus upon what we want to focus on how we desire to be as if it is here. Because in the noticing of what we're lacking, in the absence of it, we create more of a void, more of an absence of abundance, more of an absence of movement forward. I will tell you, you asked by the end of the year, I do feel that when I look in February, I hear the song, this is what they're singing to me, on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. So I've got you back on the road, and I see you in your truck, right? So we've got to get there. So tell no one we're trying to get our truck back on the road. Quiet. Let your desires be spoken only unto God. Be still with it. Trust that something good is going to work out. I know it's been a heck of a 3 years for you. I know you feel totally down. You're not feeling supported. But you have a dream, and you also have a responsibility to yourself to see it through. We know that the trucking industry has its pros and its cons, and we also know it's a very expensive business. We can make good money, but it's also expensive when the truck goes down. So here we are. We're in this place. Pray that we have the right people with the right hands on your truck, fixing your truck. The money's there. And we're going to trust the universe is going to bring it around to you expeditiously so that you can get back on the road again. I hope I've given you some clarity, some insight, and a little bit of hope never hurt anybody, right? But I want to reinforce your belief system so that we are not just willy-nilly hoping, but we are just knowing in the core of our being, in our inner compass, that everything's working out for you.
Okay. And I have one more question.
Yes.
Should I be looking into another field, or, I know the trucking industry is getting, is there something else out there for me that I could possibly do? You know, I am looking for other stuff to, venture in.
Well, there are other things, and in your journey of waiting to see how easily we can get our truck put on the road, then you can explore everything. But when you first asked the question, I heard in my ear, don't give up on your dream by taking your attention off of what you're working towards. You're going to get distracted and lose your momentum towards what you're trying to accomplish. Let's give this, as they say, the old college try to get this truck where we want to go. You can always entertain in your mind different opportunities and just kind of explore and see, but let your intention and attention primarily be on getting your truck up and running. Once you get your truck up and running, if you then decide, I don't want to do this of my own free will, my spirit is leading me somewhere else, you can sell the truck. We can move on. Life can go on. But who's going to buy a broken down truck? Not too many people. So let's get the truck up and running, okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for staying in contact with us. And how's the weather in Maine? You getting a little chilly there?
Yes, it's kind of chilly. It's getting a little colder.
Yeah, so enjoy the chill. We'll take the rain here in South Florida. And thank you so much. God bless you, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon. Bye for now.
Yeah, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye. 866-972-7247. We've got Arlene in Boynton. Arlene, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing very well. And yourself, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for calling. Is this your first time calling the show?
Yes, it is.
And how did you hear about the show?
I actually heard from you guys from the Brooklyn Cafe.
Oh, cool.
Media.
Good. Well, great. We're glad word gets out in the streets, especially the Brooklyn streets. They got a lot going on in Brooklyn. So, my darling Arlene, let me just tell you that for you, the best thing you can do is be true to yourself and follow the energy that makes you feel aligned and balanced. The word balance is coming up a lot for people tonight. I think you're probably the third person that Spirit's given me this word, balance. But we want to know that we're in balance and in order and in alignment with what it is we desire, what makes us feel good, so that we can move forward with ease and grace. What is your question for me tonight, Arlene?
Yeah, I just wanted to know where my future is heading. I feel a little lost and I feel kind of behind on life. So.
The best part of where you are now, even though it feels uncomfortable, is there's kind of like a white canvas, right? And we can go in so many different directions, but there's an energy of creativity around you. There's an energy of self-expression. So it's really important that you get to express yourself, that you get to be creative, and that you're with people, because you're really good at making sure that people have what they need. So dealing with people, dealing with projects, dealing with your creative aspects is going to align you up with a perfect opportunity. I feel as if there's another step, and they're kind of throwing me a study, a book. There's another step of something you can take, study, understand, get a certificate, growth. This is what I'm seeing that is going to help you further advance yourself and feel more secure. Really, it's not so much we don't know what to do, it's we don't believe in ourselves enough to do it. Does that make any sense to you? We have a little confidence issue going on, please?
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah, so you can do anything, right? But now the question is, what do I love to do, right? I love people. I love networking. I love being creative. I love being in my own little nook and working on a project and having a result come of it, right? So look at the things that you've done and what you truly have enjoyed and see how they apply to different areas in the workforce. I do know that when I take you into your birthday month, which is coming up, and I take you into this energy, I feel as if that as you come into your birthday month, what you're going to find is that There's a new door that opens. There's an introduction from something that you're doing. Someone will introduce you to someone that will open up a path of career path for you. So I want you to be open for that. When I say your birthday month, it's like the energy opens up. So it doesn't happen immediately on your birthday or by the October 31st. Just trust what Spirit is saying, that there will be an opportunity through introduction that will kind of help mold you and push you down a path that can open up a whole career for you. You just have to believe in yourself and know that you're good enough, all right?
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
I trust I've been of service to you tonight.
It's been great.
Thank you. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. And from Boynton, I've got to go to Boca. I got Sally on the line. Sally, how are you tonight?
Hello?
Hi, Sally. How are you?
Hi. Hi, Sarah. It's the first time I've called. Very, very interesting. Great show.
Thank you so much.
Can
So
you
glad.
hear me?
I hear
Yes,
you perfectly. Thank you. So glad to connect with you, Sally. Really glad to make this connection. And I just realized this really cool fun fact, right? You have the same energetic birthday as my spiritual teacher, who has since passed to the other side.
Really?
But you have the same birthday. So I know, like I know, that you've got a really high frequency, right? And, you know, you're on purpose, you're on passion, you're on a mission. When I first connected to your energy, they put a bunch of papers in front of me. And when I saw the papers, they picked up a pen. So, Sally, are you working on writing something new, something different? Are you working on something at this time, please?
I'm working on writing. It's not new, though. I'm writing a second book. But,
yes, so that's what I see,
my
another
voice.
book.
I'm just getting over COVID. So
all right, so I do see another book, right? So I see you writing. I see you writing, right? And so my guides tell me that this is purposeful, powerful, and is going to make a difference for people. And that it is being very directed by the angels, by the divine, and that this is your way to be a way shower and a messenger. And by opening up this space of energy, you're going to increase your vibratory pattern so that the words on the page are going to have a really powerful impact on everyone who touches this book. And I know that it's going to take a little time. We're not quite ready yet, but I see all the papers. I see everything there. And they make me aware of December, January. That's when I feel like everything will be cultivated. Don't rush. Be still. You're going to go back and you're going to revise some things. There are 3 spirit guides that are working with you to get this written and published. And you need to listen to their promptings. And I know you know who your spirit guides are, and I know that you're aware that they're with you. So allow them, because each one has a different flavor, so to speak. Makes me feel like we're at Baskin and Robbins of spirit guides. And we've got a different flavor of energy from each spirit guide, so they kind of give you different nuances they want you to capture in your verbiage. And then as we move forward in the journey, what you're going to find is that there's a travel, a trip. Is there somewhere that you wanted to go to speak or deliver a message, please?
Well, yeah, actually, yes. It's not only going to be a book. Hopefully it's going to be a movie also. So maybe I may have to do some traveling with it.
Correct. I see travel. Okay, I do see travel.
Okay.
So I see the momentum building there and moving forward. Sally, did you have a follow-up question, a burning question that you called with by any chance?
No, I really wanted to listen to your show. I found it interesting, and I'm glad that you were able to take my call. Excuse my voice.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right.
Am I going to get over COVID soon? I've had it for 12 days.
You will.
It's driving me crazy.
You will.
Yeah.
You will.
It's taking its course. Okay, the other thing, actually, I'm also, I paint. I'm an artist. I'm putting some of my art onto clothing. I just started doing that again. Can you see how that will be going?
But they're very light and airy, these clothing, right? The artistry is very light and airy. Is that those like the colors that we're using?
Yeah, a lot of colors. It's very
Yeah.
detailed with colors and
Yes.
lines and things. Yes.
I hear in my head, "Starry, starry nights, na 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 na."
Oh my gosh.
Na, na,
Oh
na,
yes.
na, na,
Okay,
na,
thank
na.
you. You just validated one of my guides.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I've been singing that. In fact, I put it on. I asked Alexa the other day to play it.
Yeah. I love that
Thank you,
song. And
Sarah.
the minute we
I
were
do.
talking about your artistry on clothing, which, yes, it is going to go somewhere, I just started to hear "Starry,
Yeah.
Starry Nights, na 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 na."
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, oh my God.
You made my evening. Yes, I couldn't stop listening to that the other day. I must have
Yes.
played it about 5 times.
And allow yourself to continue to allow the music to swell around you, because that raises your vibration, aligns you with the divine
Right.
energy of the universal creativity that is one with you, and it will open up even more creativity so that you can create an even better artistry in your clothing, and of course better verbiage in your writing that could ideally lead you to your movie.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
That was
Sally. We're
great.
going to send the healing angels, Archangel Raphael, with you. And, you
Yeah.
know, take your ginger, take your turmeric, take your honey. You know what
Yeah.
to do. Get cracking.
I'm
Give it
doing
about 3
everything.
more days,
I'm getting a
and you'll
lot
be
better
better.
than I was. I'm
Yes.
getting better every day.
3 more days. 3
Yeah.
more days, and you should be
All right.
feeling a
Thank
lot
you.
stronger.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
God bless
Sarah.
you. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. Let's pop over to West Palm Beach. We've got Hamsley on the line. Hamsley, we're coming near the end of the show, but I didn't want to miss your call. How are you doing, Hamsley?
Well, I'm doing great because I listened to your show. Then I want to see if you can have a little bit in action.
Well, I'm glad that you're listening to the show. Thank you so much. How did you hear about the show?
I hear it in a radio talk show.
Well, good. Thank you so much for listening to the radio. We greatly appreciate it. What is your one burning question for us before we go? Because we only have just a couple of minutes.
Things don't go very well. I want to know what's going on in the future.
So the first thing that I'm made aware of is that there's change that has to happen for you, because I see a lot of energy of stagnation. I actually feel that you are very spiritually connected yourself. Is that true? Do you have your own visions in your dreams? You kind of get sense of what's going on. Is that true?
Yes.
And I feel like you feel
Business-wise.
I feel like you feel lucky and you're meant to be lucky, but it doesn't really connect the way you'd like it to, like the money doesn't flow the way you want it to. We're feeling very stuck, very stagnant, right? So I do know that when we move you forward in the month of November, it's like your energy shifts, things start to open up for you. I feel as if you're hitting walls in trying to get things to move financially for work and career. I feel as if your health is not 100%. You're kind of feeling a little off and wobbly. Is that true?
Yes.
And we're having a pain in our leg. Is that also true?
Yes.
We need to check that. We need to check the circulation. We need to be really mindful of that. We need to make sure, because I feel like you're not sturdy on your feet, and that's not how you want to feel. You're kind of feeling a little, I don't know, a little crutchety and old, and you don't want to feel that way, because in your heart and your mind you're with it. So make sure you follow up with the doctor. I do feel like there's new opportunity of some type of shift for finances. Are we looking for some new work or new opportunity at our current work, please?
Yes.
I do see that coming
Because
for you.
my business not working.
Okay, so I do see work coming for you. So put yourself out there. First check yourself and make sure you're feeling a little better. And then put yourself out there,
Okay.
and something will come that will alleviate the finances. Now, should you have a dream, because I know you get messages in your dreams, your mother's mother, your grandmother is with you from the other side, Should you get dreams and dream of a relative, or you dream of someone giving you money, remember the number and play it. This could be the energy that you need to help you get some extra money, because you used to get lucky with your numbers. You don't really feel that way anymore, but pray to the angels, pray to Archangel Michael to clear your energy, and this is the time that we can see you moving forward, creating a win for yourself. So wait for them to give you the dream, pray on it, and then put it forward, and then that should just kind of tide you over as things move forward. We're getting ready to close the show, Hamsley. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I greatly appreciate it.
I have one question.
I've got to hang up now because I have to close the show.
Oh, okay.
Because they rip me off the radio if I keep talking. But I look forward to talking to you again. Please continue to follow us every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. and call us back. Bye for now. And to all of you listening all across the nation, 866-972-7247. That's the number to call so that you can be a part of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We will be back next Wednesday night. We've got quite the conversation. Why are people stuck? Why can't you heal? Why aren't things moving forward in your life? What trauma is holding you back? We're going to explore that next week. Stay with us, everyone. We'll see you next Wednesday night. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.